There's an American phrase that goes, "It takes two to tango." That refers to the shared responsibility of multiple parties when you have like a disagreement or negotiation. Like, I had some trouble with that guy, but you know, it takes two to tango. So I wonder if you all who aren't in the States, if you guys have similar sayings or sentiments in your language or your culture, let me know if you would. I'd be curious to hear. Well, the two we're talking about today are two fingers. This pointer finger we're going to call the first finger, the middle finger we're going to call the second finger, and we're exploring ways to play the bass using both fingers. Let's take a look in today's two-finger tune-up. Welcome to Learn Jazz Bass with Matt Rubicki. If you're interested in learning more about how to play jazz bass, please subscribe to my channel. Like this video if you would, and check below for a link for a free PDF related to today's lesson. It's got all the exercises we're going to do today. I hope that when you do this with me that you will take your time, because the slow way is the quick way. I'm going to say that many times in this video. The slow way is the quick way. We must do things slowly to get them up to speed. So let's get started. So for the basic technique, what I'm thinking about generally when I first talk about bringing my two fingers onto the instrument is to place two fingers on one string at once. My default place is to anchor my thumb on the side of the fingerboard, and I kind of have a slight turn of my hand so that my fingers are naturally at a certain angle that is sort of parallel to the string, like that. We're splitting them up and keeping that same angle. Now that's my default angle, and it's going to be different for you as it is for everybody. A lot of this is going to be up to you to experiment and see what works for you. To that end, you should definitely use a mirror, as I've mentioned before. Watch your hand, see how it lies, see what feels comfortable, experiment a lot. Part of what you're going to discover, probably along the way, is that you may find, for example, you may be like some other players who want to keep their hand really sort of flush against the strings and play like this. This puts the thumb sort of behind the fingerboard. I can't really do that very well. I've tried. It doesn't really sort of work with my hand shape and what my fingers do. So we've got this default way at this sort of neutral angle. Then we've got this sort of right across, putting our hands next to the strings like that. Another thing that you might consider if you have to play very fast, what works for me, as an example, is if I do turn my hand very perpendicular. Like I said, we don't get a great sound, but when you're playing fast, it makes sense to play lighter and you're going to have less volume. So being very perpendicular makes more sense for my hand if I'm trying to get to quite high speeds. Now conversely, if I want to get a bigger sound, and if the tempo is sort of a little bit on the lower side, I turn my hand a little bit more parallel. So I'm breaking my wrist like this, meaning I'm turning it like that. My thumb comes a little bit off the anchor and sort of more touches the E string, and my fingers go parallel, and I'm sort of floating them. So if I want a bigger sound, my default things can give me more speed, and then even more speed. I don't have a tremendous amount of control over that speed. When I work on it, I can get much better, just like you will when you work on these exercises. So when we do these exercises, also I have a specific sequence that I want you to do them in. And that is, take the marked tempo and play the figures straight, with a straight feeling, as many times as it takes to get it to sound really good. Then you want to aim to do it properly 10 times in a row. If you really want to push yourself to the next level, make it so that your counting starts again if you make a mistake. What I mean is, if you've gone through the exercise one time, good, two times, good, third time, no good, you don't start again at 3, start again at 1. You might get all the way to 9 perfectly and then screw up 10 and you got to start over at 1. But if you really want to keep yourself honest, that's a great way to do it. So you want to play it excellently at least 10 times in a row. After you're able to do that, switch to a swing feel. Same tempo, everything, but switch to a swing feel. It's going to change how your hand interacts with the string. You'll notice the lopsided aspect of the swing rhythm is going to change the way your muscles need to move. Do that 10 times perfectly. Then bump the tempo up 5 clicks, 5 clicks, 5 beats per minute, and do the whole thing again. 10 times perfectly straight, 10 times perfectly swung. Then bump it up again, 5, 10 times perfectly straight, 10 times perfectly swung. It's going to take a long time, it's going to require a lot of patience and focus, but I promise, if you want to get better at this technique, this will take you far. It's not by any means the end-all be-all, but it's definitely going to send you on your journey. The other thing is, at a certain point, you want to think about the metronome itself as being half notes. It's going to be easier when you get up to the higher tempos than thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, da, 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 right? If the metronome at 60 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now think of this clicking as half notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you really want to take it to the next level, which I would recommend that you do, is to put those half notes on 2 and 4. If you don't already know how to do this, or have never tried, a simple way to do it is just to say beat 1 twice, and you'll turn the beat around. So the original tempo, 1, 2, 3, 4, half notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to say 1 twice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's going to give you a little help with the lilt and the lift of the swing feel. That we have the slight emphasis on 2 and 4 in the feel in general. That's going to help you sort of get in the spirit of things. So you're going to hear me in the exercises to come, you're going to hear me sort of jumping around. But at the end, we're going to do a sample of the sequence I mentioned, straight, swing, go up 5, straight, swing, go up 5. You're going to hear that at the end of me sort of jumping through these examples. And again, look for that PDF so that you can follow along and have it at home to practice with by yourself. So let's do it. So let's get into this first page and do this first exercise. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Eighth notes. Switch it up. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Let's go to the slower tempo for the triplets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch starting. Now, as I mentioned on the paper, do this on all the open strings. You're going to find different relationships of this angle as you are on different strings. The E string is going to require a different angle than the G string. The hand is pretty much the same, but depending on what you're doing, you're going to find differences that you've got to navigate as you move across the strings. So on this first page, we've been dealing with just staying on one string. But that's not how we play the bass, right? We have to change strings. So let's deal with string crossing. And we'll set the metronome up again, and let's do page 2 together. 1, 2, 3, 4. E. Now switch. 1, 2, The other exercises on this page basically just break down those rhythms into smaller and smaller increments so that we can work on that facility and work on that speed. Jumping ahead to the third page, exercise 13, let's do the slow version, quarter notes. I'll count you in. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. Starting finger. I messed up that first measure there. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now you notice when I've got this big leap from E to G, right? I really have to get out of the way quickly. And I have to think about the angle of my hand. So I'm striking with my first finger, bringing my hand around and quickly turning it so that my second finger strikes. So strike, turn your whole palm, get that first finger out of the way. So let's try exercise 13 again, but this time remember we want to swing it after we get comfortable doing it straight. So let's do it a little bit faster. Think about this as quarter notes, but faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Exercise 13. Section is about connecting our left hand with our right. And we don't play open strings all the time, right? So we need to have these very much in sync. These exercises are for that. But you are still applying these different patterns of alternating your two fingers. So now you've got two different patterns going on, a pattern here and a pattern here. I mean, that's how we play bass, right? But when you're looking at it on the page, it looks kind of crazy. But it's actually very, very simple. Exercise 15, for example, we're just dealing with half step movements, and making sure that when we play, we're really lining up this finger going down and this finger striking. Okay, so slow way is the quick way. The slow way is the quick way. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. So you would repeat that one more time, the whole entire thing, but now starting with your first finger. Exercise 16 is the same basic idea, but now we're dealing with half steps. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so forth. You'll notice there, I wanted to stop and let you know that we've got a G natural and a D natural in this exercise, play them closed. Don't play open G, play F, G here with your fourth finger to make sure that we are connecting with this movement and keeping our fingers down. It's quite a workout for your left hand, which is great for our strength and stamina too. So the next page is about building that dexterity, taking what we've applied and pushing it even further. You'll notice that fingerings for the left hand are also specified here. So we've got numbers on top and numbers on the bottom. So as I say, it's a lot to look at in one sort of flash. But if you look at it for just a second, you should be able to understand it. So for example, on the very first measure, we're starting with the second finger, but we're using our first finger on our left hand. So we're A flat to A natural. 1, 2 on the left hand, 2, 1 on the right hand. And ideally, you want to build these up to quite a faster tempo, actually. You want to get... and so on. So these exercises are in 3. This exercise is in 3. And I'm jumping to doing it on the A string, which is the top of page 6, okay? So let's count in and do it together. 1, 2, 3. Different starting finger. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I stumbled a little bit there, but really it's worth checking these out and spending some time with it. As mind-numbing as it is, you'll notice your hands getting much stronger and you'll feel much more confident about what you're doing. Exercise 18 is slightly different. We're taking what we've done with these small intervals, but now we're only fingering every other note and we're slurring the note in between, or the second note. This is what we might call a hammer-on and a pull-off. So let's give this one a try and see how it goes. 1, 2, 3, and... Change hands, fingers I mean. Here's a great opportunity for us to apply this 2-finger technique. This is an F Mixolydian scale, and we have some specific fingerings here, so let's give it a try. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Now eventually you're going to be comfortable enough doing all this kind of stuff that you're going to find your preferred ways to finger things. For example, when I play something like this faster, I instinctively have an order that I'm playing these fingers in based on what feels good to me from working on them. Now that doesn't mean I shouldn't push myself to do an exercise like this that puts me in an uncomfortable place. In fact, putting all this material together has really reminded me that I need to spend more time doing this. So let's try this at a much faster tempo. Let's think of this click as if it were the 1 and 3 or 2 and 4, and say play triplets at that faster tempo. So if this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, triplet, 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 trip, might sound something like this. 1, 2, da, da. Again, this is based on what feels good to me, having played this scale many times and having tried different things. Let's look at exercise 22, still on this F Mixolydian scale, right? But now we're fingering every other note. And the first fingering of the right hand that I've got here is my preferred fingering, okay? So let's try exercise 22 and see how it goes. Again, this fingering is my choice here in this particular example because it felt right to me at a certain tempo, and I wanted to give you a different idea of how you might finger it when you find a comfort zone of your own. So let's give it a try. We're gonna repeat it and change the starting note as written here, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now in exercise 24, I just wanted to point out that I've got an interesting little tidbit for you, and that is we've got an open G here, or a note G that you would probably play open. When you play it open, switch the remainder of the scale to in the middle of the neck here. So play the A after the G here. So D, E, F, A, switch to the A here, B, A, B flat, C sharp, D, E, D, C sharp, B flat, A, G, F. That open string gives you time to get down there where you need to go. Let's give it a try. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. If we were to do that a bit faster, it could sound something like this. So finally, let's just kind of do a summary of how we would do the sequence of how to practice these exercises, all right? Remember, we want to play it straight, correctly, as many times as we need to make it sound really great. Then we want to play it swung and play it as many times as we need to make it sound great. Then we're going to bump the tempo up 5 clicks or 5 beats per minute. Play it straight until it sounds good, play it swung until it sounds good, bump the tempo up 5. All right, so let's look at example 6, exercise 6, which is on page 2, and let's do this together. And we're going to do straight, swing, bump the tempo, straight, swing, bump the tempo, and so on. We'll do it a couple times just so you get a sense of what it would take to get through these exercises. So we're going to start with the metronome. I've got it at 60. I'm going to put it near you so you can hear it. We're going to do these as quarter notes. Let's give it a try. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, I feel like that sounds pretty good. So now I'm going to try to do it swung, and that's good. Instead of 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right, let's say I feel comfortable with that. So now we're going to bump that tempo. I'm going to grab this metronome. I'm going to put it up by 5 beats per minute. And you're going to notice this doesn't seem like much, but these little bits is how we kind of get to that faster tempo. So now we're at 65. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and straight. Whoops. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. All right, I feel like that sounds pretty good, even though it wasn't perfect. But for example's sake, now let's go to swing. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Oops. made some mistakes in there. Again, for argument's sake, let's say it was good. Bump up another 5. We'll do this one more time, right? So now we're up to 70 beats per minute. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Say it sound good? It was all right? Let's go to swing. Once you're happy with it, then move on. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so on. One last parting thought I want to leave you with is something that might seem counterintuitive. And that is, if you're having trouble at a certain tempo playing anything fast, whether it's 1 finger or 2 or anything at all, no matter what it is, if you're trying to get something up to speed, yes, the slow way is the fast way, and you should start slow and go slow. But at a certain point, if you're kind of at a plateau and you just kind of can't get it, go faster than you know you can. Now, not insane, right? But go above, purposely go above what you know you can do. If you can get it at 100, go to 120 or 110 and try to do it. Really try. Really try to get it at this faster tempo than you can't do. It's gonna be messy, it's gonna sound terrible. But when you go back down to the original tempo you were trying to get, it's gonna feel like butter. It's gonna feel very easy compared to what you were trying. It's like lifting weights heavier than what you can do. This is a little bit of a secret that has helped me so much through the years. I hope that this has been helpful for you. I know this was a little different than what we've done so far, but hopefully it gave you some insight on how to use 2 fingers together. As I mentioned in another video, we'll be looking at different patterns with the first and second fingers that are gonna continue to explore the ways to make this technique work for us. As always, thanks for watching. Please remember to subscribe, like this video, check for that free PDF, and remember, straight ahead and strive for tone.